we just came up with a resolution that both consortia should meet and harmonize the R&D agenda and rationalize yung R&D projects ba so that we avoid duplication ng efforts of both.
Oo, right.
My move din, I mean, my plan din ang DA actually last year, ma'am, to have their own agri R&D network. Pero eventually, sabi ni RD director sa akin, hindi na kailangan, parang ang dami ng masyado, may core card, yun yung Picard Consortium. Tapos may RRDIC pa, kaya wag na, ito na lang ang gamitin natin, sabi naman niya.
Okay yan, no? Okay pa ganyan. Yung sa amin kanina, kasi they were forced yata na central office to come up with a consortium. So yun na yung important. Yung usapan namin is that i-harmonize yung R&D agenda, yung projects, and then came up with a resolution to consider the possibility na joint meeting na.
Joint, correct.
According to them, is happening sa Region 8. Yung sa Region 8 daw, you have 2 consortia pero nag-joint meeting. So we'll also do the same para isang attendance lang ng mga members kasi pareho naman yung members.
Pareho nag-uusapan.
Tapos isama din sila sa sa RRDIC.
Sa amin sinama na namin. Si West Vardim yung kanilang network.
I-recognize na sila. Yung ibang RDs hindi nag-indicate, no?
To join dito ngayon?
Oo, parang hindi, no?
O, parang hindi kasi yung nag-focus na kami sa mga staff actually.
Oo. Baka in our next RDs meeting, baka pwede may brief presentation.
We will just have a schedule sa RDs, yung short na presentation kasi ito medyo may mga technical details kailangan sa level nila. But yes, we include yung FIRRST saka yung OneExpert sa next RDs. Para sa executive
Right. Executive presentation. Let's not go to the details. Sa o yung mga technical part.
Ma'am, di ba may Picard and Fishered na yung 2 o'clock? Baka doon sila. Their anniversary.
Anniversary.
May presentations din. Sabay sila 2 o'clock. Picard Fishered anniversary.
Novi, Gary, ready na ka mo?
Mic check, mic check.
Walang limit ang number participant.
Up to 250, ma'am.
Ang Google Meet.
Yes, po.
Yung kasi, yung sa Viber message ko sa'yo, yung Google Meet kasi, nakabundle siya doon yung subscription.
Correct.
Doon sa DICT pa. So, binabayaran ng DICT. So, sabi, you might as well make use of it. Yung ginagamit actually namin sa office until now, lalo na sa aming Timancom, yung Jitsi ba? Para siyang open source na type. Tapos, maganda rin yung features niya, kaso lang hindi masyadong, may limitations din.
Video con din siya. Na-nosebleed ako kanina, dun lang pala yun sa tapos i-click mo lang.
I-click mo lang yung
buang talaga.
Gar, pwede na tayo.
Sige, sir.
So, si Novi. Nov.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Of course, first and foremost, we would like to welcome everyone sa ating online user training on FIRRST and OneExpert. And of course, we'd like to also welcome ating participants for this afternoon. And of course, with us this afternoon is Yusef Brenda. Welcome, ma'am. And of course, Director Nancy Bantong from CAR and Director Rowan from Region 6. So, and of course, we have participants from all the regional offices. So, welcome everybody. And of course, to start with our program, we'll just have a short invocation. And after that, we'll have a Q&A session. So, welcome everybody. And of course, to start with our program, we'll just have a short invocation. And after that, we'll have a Q&A session. So, welcome everybody. And opening message from USEC Brenda Nazareth Manzano.
Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. Father in heaven, always merciful and giver of life, we humbly ask that you bless each one of us, from the speakers, program committees, guests, and participants. Guide us to make better decisions as we incorporate what we will learn throughout this activity. Thank you for the infinite blessings and countless opportunities. Lord, today as we start our activity, may we always be grateful to learn new things. Shed the light of your wisdom and bless each one, especially our speakers, as they will share their knowledge to us. Through your mercy and grace, may peace and utmost understanding shine and dwell unto us. Almighty God, accompany each one and help us concentrate for us to gain more knowledge as we listen attentively. This we ask in your name. Amen.
Amen. So at this point, let us have USEC Brenda Nazareth Manzano, of Undersecretary for Regional Operations of the OST, to welcome us and, of course, open our program for this afternoon. Ma'am?
Thank you very much, Director Rowan, Director Nancy, all the participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, my DOST family. First of all, I would like to congratulate the host of this activity, Director Rowan and his DOST 6 family, for the successful innovations that they have introduced to the OneExpert portal. DOST 6, like all other DOST regional offices, has always been thinking out of the box, and is also home to innovative employees. Up until today, consultancy services, despite the value and great opportunities they present to our MSMEs and to our businesses, to the businesses, consultancy services still remain underrated and are not quite popular with MSMEs, especially in the countryside. As people of science, we all know the importance of expert advices and recommendations that consultants and scientists can give to our local MSMEs. We all know that we are now living in a knowledge-driven economy where people must acquire the right knowledge and skills to thrive. Hence, we really have to work double time to promote OneExpert and encourage firms from the regions to take advantage of our consultancy services so they can accumulate the knowledge they need for their businesses to remain relevant and competitive in today's world. Now, more than ever, our MSMEs have to level up their games. With the new normal, it seems to me that we are currently trekking an unfamiliar terrain. Everyone is affected, more so our MSMEs. So let us take it upon ourselves to the obligation to help our MSMEs rise up to this crisis through science, technology, and innovation, and link them to our S&T experts. And while doing so, it is important that we improve the way we do things in our offices. I encourage all regional offices to be creative and innovate your processes. And when you are able to come up with good innovations, please do share them with other regional offices. This afternoon, we will also be learning about DOST6 very promising innovation, the FIRST, or the fast and interactive processing of requests for science and technology assistance. This is an info system to keep track and manage provision of services from receipt of requests for technical assistance to its delivery and completion. I hope that all regional offices will take full advantage of this info system. And I am sure that it will make you more efficient when providing technical assistance to the public. Once again, I urge all of you to continue to innovate, continue to think how we can better our services. Let us continue to make our people realize that science, technology, and innovation should be made part of our daily lives. I know that this afternoon session will be more technical in nature, but we will have, as discussed earlier with Director Rowan, we will have a separate session for the regional directors because we have to get the blessing of our principals.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Was I muted?
Unfortunately, for the last few words, ma'am.
For the last only, but the beginning and most part of it, I was on, right?
Yes po, yes po.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank
Have
you
a
very
very
much.
productive afternoon. I will
Thank
be
you.
staying because I'm also very much interested in the
Thank you.
innovations that you did for OneExpert and the FIRST. I want to also see the FIRST. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much po, ma'am, for your opening message and of course your warm welcome for our participants. So we have 96 participants all in all this afternoon. So I hope that you're ready because totoo nga yung sinabi ni Yusek, no, na it will be a technical technical details talaga yung itatackle this afternoon. So anyway, so just to give you a brief overview of what will happen this afternoon. So uunahin natin yung first na user training. So there will be a set of AVPs about the system and of course a Q&A session afterwards. And then after noon, we will proceed with OneExpert. So if yung mga participants natin may mga questions while for example the AVP is playing, you can just chat your questions sa ating chat box and we will take note of those and of course we will discuss those afterwards during our Q&A session for FIRRST and OneExpert. And of course, flashed on your screen is our objectives and the flow. So we will have Sir Gary, our MIS head for DOST6 to discuss these.
First na.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So as mentioned by Novi, so present them, please. Flow. Ang PowerPoint. Okay, so the flow for today's activity. So first we'll have the first things first. So first user training. So we'll be showing you ABPs on the overview of the system, and then also we have prepared an ABP for the whole system configuration and walkthrough of all the features of the system. So, ginawa na namin ang AVP para standardize yung pag-walkthrough. And then, after that, you can have the Q&A about FIRST. However, during the presentation, if you have any question that will pop up based on the presentation, just feel free to chat them, and then we can answer it after the presentation. Right after the session on FIRST, it will be followed by the OneExpert presentation. So we have an ABP also, and then a live walkthrough of the system, which will be conducted by JC, and then Q&A right after. So to start with the FIRST, we invite you to your attention to the ABP on the overview of the system. P9.
Embodied in our respective quality policies is our commitment to provide excellent S&T services geared towards achieving customer satisfaction. According to Forbes, there are 4 secrets of achieving customer satisfaction: a perfect product or service delivered by a caring, friendly person in a timely fashion, and the support of an effective problem resolution process. Some of these can be done by employing an appropriate tool in the management of products and services. To streamline the process of handling requests and provision of services, DOST Region 6 developed a system called FIRRST, or Facet Interactive Processing of Requests for S&T Assistance. FIRRST is an online tool with the following major functions: handling of requests, from receipt, evaluation up to approval, and monitoring of provision or delivery of service requested, from preparation, implementation, up to completion. FIRRST has 2 main modules: the Request module and the Assistance module. In the Request
Apologies po, there seemed to be a technical error on our side. We're currently checking it po. We would like to advise all participants to refrain from hovering your cursor kasi baka po accidentally na-mute natin yung presentation. Thank you very much. We're currently fixing it po.
handling of requests, from receipt,
Okay, we will play the AVP from the top.
Embodied in our respective quality policies is our commitment to provide excellent S&T services geared towards achieving customer satisfaction. According to Forbes, there are 4 secrets of achieving customer satisfaction: a perfect product or service delivered by a caring, friendly person in a timely fashion, and the support of an effective problem resolution process. Some of these can be done by employing an appropriate tool in the management of products and services. To streamline the process of handling requests and provision of services, DOST Region 6 developed a system called FIRRST, or Facet Interactive Processing of Requests for S&T Assistance. FIRRST is an online tool with the following major functions: handling of requests, from receipt, evaluation up to approval, and monitoring of provision or delivery of service requested, from preparation, implementation, up to completion. FIRRST has two main modules, the Request module and the Assistance module. In the Request module, the client requirements are documented, evaluated, and approved. Once approved, a job order is generated to the appropriate section or unit for the provision or delivery of the service requested. This stage is managed in the Assistance module. Other features of FIRRST includes the Administrator module for system configuration, FIRRST module for historical tracking of requests and assistance availed by the clients, and user dashboard that contains real-time graphical visualizations of current requests and assistance. FIRRST has been designed to be dynamic and customizable according to existing process flow of the office. The user actions and roles, list of services, and other settings can be configured and modified accordingly. It has also been developed to be interoperable with other information systems. FIRRST uses the database of users from Trace for its user management and authentication, database of clients and accomplishment reporting through impression, and management of consultancy engagements via OneExpert. The user types in FIRRST are based on the organizational roles of personnel relative to the process of handling requests and services. By default, there are 7 types of users in FIRRST: PSTC staff, PSTC director, program technical staff, program manager, assistant regional director for technical operations, regional director, and system administrator. All requests emanate from the PSTCs, and only approved requests move up to the regional sections and units for implementation in coordination with the concerned PSTCs. Per module, roles of each type of user are defined, which corresponds to the actions they are allowed to do. By default, for example, encoding of requests can only be done by PSTC staff or PSTD, while regional program technical staff and program manager can only view the requests. By default, FIRRST implements a 4-step process in handling of request. PSTC staff encodes the request, PSTC director endorses, Assistant Regional Director for Technical Operations recommends, and finally, the Regional Director approves. There may be intermediate steps along the process, and the request may be terminated as well. For the provision of services, a 3-step process is set by default: preparation, implementation, and completion. Completed services can be automatically saved to impression for further monitoring if needed, as well as for reporting purposes. In summary, FIRRST is a service monitoring tool for handling of requests up to completion of services requested, comprised of interrelated modules, dynamic and customizable, and interoperable with Trace, Impression, and OneExpert.
Okay. So, yun yung overview ng FIRRST. So, maybe I'll just highlight a few things. So, first, this system, by default, ay naka-tailor po siya sa process ng Region 6. No? So, however, it is designed to be customizable din according to your own office processes on handling of requests and provision of services. Another important point also to consider is that there are 2 major categories of users here, although there are different user types, but the main groups of users are those can be grouped into 2: those who conduct the frontline service, yung talagang nag-engage with customer, sila yung normally sila yung sa PCs natin. And then, syempre kung may frontline, merong backline. So yung parang sort of backline is yung mga regional personnel natin na nag-assist in the conduct of the, in the provision of services. So like for example, yung nag-handle ng setup, yung nag-handle ng program for consultancy services, and others. So yung main difference na naman doon is that yung frontliners, they are the ones who have the capability to create and manage the request. Kasi may dalawang major modules sa ating system, request and assistance. So yung frontliners, sila yung pwede mag-create ng request, mag-evaluate ng request, and up to the approval. So involved doon from the PSTCs up to the regional director. Originally, limited po ito sa PSTCs kasi sa amin, ang lahat ng request ay nag-emanate sa PSTCs. But we have introduced a change into the system wherein even some regional units or sections can also act as a frontline service. So pwede din silang mag-create na request. And then yung mga sa regional, talagang nag-handle yung program managers, yung mga focal persons, yung mga nag-handle ng setup, JA, training, consultancy. Sila yung in charge doon sa mga assistants. So, yung mga programs and services na ino-offer ng office ay assigned to their unit. So, pag may na-approve na request, papasok dun sa kanila and then they will facilitate and coordinate with the BSTCs or the frontline offices in the provision of this, in the delivery and provision of these services. So, yun yung major na dinagdag namin sa FIRST. Alright, so para mas maintindihan po natin, we'll proceed with the walkthrough of the system. So, here we go.
Update the configuration file found in the directory shown on the screen. Consequently, open config.php and update the value of the base URL variable to match your own.
Alright, so before pala ng walkthrough, we'll start with the installation. Medyo madali lang naman ito. I think we have some MIS personnel here also in the session. So this is particularly for those who will be handling the installation and configuration of the system.
Update the configuration file found in the directory shown on the screen. Consequently, open config.php and update the value of the base URL variable to match your own. Upload the API files located in the API folder to their respective directories. Impression to the root directory and trace to trace/app/http/controllers. This script can also be copied from a file inside FIRRST's MISC folder. Proceed to the login page and log in using the default admin credentials. Select your region from the list, then click Submit. Navigate to Users, then click the Roles tab. Review and make sure all applicable roles have been created. When creating or updating a role, check the section head checkbox if that specific role covers all units under it. More on this when we create users. Go to Settings and update all system URLs. Skip the impression region for now and submit the form. You'll know if you've entered the valid impression URL if a list of regions appears on the choices after submission. Select a region and submit. Click the Admin Account tab and change the default admin password for added security. Set the system's structure by navigating to Organizational Structure. Under Sections, make sure that each entry is a role assigned. Add or update the default sections if necessary. Move to the Units tab. Verify that corresponding provinces and impression groups have been assigned to each unit. For units that aren't on the front line, select the province where the regional office is located. Add or update the default units if necessary. Navigate to Programs and Services. Review the list of assistants. It should match the services provided by region. Assign the proper unit to handle the services. Take note to use the same frontline unit to all frontline assistances. Assign impressions corresponding project type. Setup and GIA are under Projects category. Navigate to Users. You can add users locally or using the trace account. Add users by typing on the search box and selecting from a list of matching entries. User details will be filled in. Assign section, role, and unit. Selecting a role marked as a section head will automatically check all the units. Users can then use their trace accounts to log in. Users can only be assigned to a single role. For instances requiring a user to have secondary role, create a local account with a unique username to describe that role. For example, OIC Regional Director. Users cannot be deleted, only disabled. Navigate to Modules. Under the Status tab, check the list of default status. Update if necessary. Move to Actions. Make sure the From status, To status, and roles have been assigned. There are several unique actions with the following roles. Under the Requests category, From status and To status values are left empty for the blank, edit, encode, and print actions. Under the Assistance category, leave the From status empty for the Terminate action. Leave the Impressions module Save and Export actions with an empty From and To status. The form header is an optional banner that appears at the top of an RTA form. Several banners can be uploaded and can be specified what header to show, depending on the day. Don't forget to set a default header for it to appear. Recommended dimensions should follow the 850 by 79 pixel ratio. Logs contain records of actions within the system.
Okay, so that's for the installation and configuration. Don't worry, because we will be uploading the instructional videos, the user guide, and all the videos in YouTube channel of FIRRST, and then we will share the link to all of you. So now we will proceed with the user guide. This also will serve as the walkthrough of the system, the entire system. Please.
Log in PSTC staff, a frontline account to encode our requests. You'll be redirected to the system dashboard. Located at the top right is the user menu containing the current user's role, along with the logout button. Notifications give you direct links to elements that require your direct attention. The sync button resynchronizes the communication between the two systems. This fixes most issues concerning impression. There are 3 different graphs on the dashboard, and they vary depending on the user scope. For frontline accounts like this, the graphs will only show data from the current province. The first displays the number of requests per month. The succeeding one shows a pie graph based on the request status, while the bottom graph displays assistants covered by the user's units and is categorized by their status. Data from previous years can be displayed by selecting the desired year. Print a blank form for manual filing when going to areas with limited or no connectivity. Requests can then be encoded to the system when connection becomes available. Request forms can be created directly on the dashboard. Click the New Request button. Notice that the RTA number and RTA date are automatically filled. Date can be changed by clicking the calendar icon at the far right, then selecting the desired date. This will ensure that you have the proper date format. Fill in all applicable fields. Upon typing a firm's name, a list of matching auto suggestions will appear. These are the same data from impression. Selecting one will autofill the firm's information. There are instances when no entry shows up on the list, even if they are on impression. When this happens, close the form and click the Resync button from the dashboard. Then start filling up the form again. Upload files by clicking on the designated file upload area or by dragging and dropping files to it. Accepted file extensions include PDF, XLS, XLSX, Doc, DocX, JPG, and PNG. It is recommended to optimize files before uploading. This is to save digital space and for faster transfer of data. For PDFs, Adobe Acrobat's built-in optimizer is recommended. Online compressor tools such as the one from ilovepdf.com are efficient as well. If there are information not captured by the form, they can be stated in the remarks section. Click Submit to create the request. The window then redirects to the request page. There are two ways of accessing the request page. They render two different views as well. The first one is through notifications. This displays requests which status is within the user's scope of actions. The other is by clicking Request from the sidebar menu. This in turn will display all requests regardless of status. When viewing using the latter, you can make use of the drop-down filters located in the table header. Entries can be filtered by year, status, and province for non-frontline accounts. After selecting the desired parameters, click the Go button to apply. Additionally, you can perform a general search by typing on the search box. Clicking an entry will display its request form. Requests can also be created right from the request page. Click the Create New button located at the top of the page right beside the page title. Let's create another request that includes Setup as its assistance. We now have two new requests. One convenient feature of the request module is the updating of previous remarks. To do this, navigate to the Remarks section and click the pencil icon beside your previous remark. You can now update the contents of the input or provide additional information. When you're done, save your changes by clicking the Save icon or disregard them by clicking the Close icon. Remarks that have been modified displays a history icon beside it. Clicking it will display the remarks revision history. Previously submitted forms can still be updated as long as they are still within the user's scope of action and are not approved. For this example, let's change a couple of values as well as the assistance requested. Click Update, and if there are any changes, the form will return a prompt confirming the action. Click Proceed to apply the changes. Confirm by viewing the form one more time. All changes have been implemented. There's nothing to do here at the moment, so let's proceed to the next user. Log in as a PSTZ Director, another frontline account with a level higher than the previous one. The same dashboard is presented as before. There are 12 notifications waiting, and upon expanding, 2 new requests are waiting for a reaction. Click and it will redirect to the request page containing only the 2 new entries. Once again, to emphasize the difference, clicking Requests from the menu bar will instead show us a list of all requests. Let's head back to the former view. as our only concern are the new ones. Change a couple of values previously inputted and click Endorse. Select Proceed to continue with the endorsement. Endorse the other request without any changes. Now we'll log in using a non-frontline account to recommend our requests. Log in as ARD for technical operations. Looking a little closer, there have been some minor changes in the dashboard. For instance, the monthly RTA graph now contains data from different provinces throughout the region. The RTA by status now displays a stacked bar graph covering the whole region as well. Since this account is not bound to any assistants, all assistants are displayed here. View the requests to be endorsed through the notifications. Just like the previous account, you can just update the request status. Proceed with the recommendation without making any changes. For the final step in the request module lifecycle, we'll approve the requests we've created using a regional director account. After logging in, proceed to the requests page via notification and approve the example requests. Once approved, job order numbers are automatically generated. View the last requests approved by utilizing the table filters. Generated JO numbers can be viewed directly from their approved request form. Under the Programs and Services section, corresponding JO numbers have been appended to the selected assistance. Lowering it will also display its current status. Take note that approved requests cannot be updated nor terminated. The final step of approving an RTA is irrevocable. After completing the request lifecycle, we now proceed on handling the generated assistance. Log in with an account assigned to the desired unit. For this example, we'll be using one that administers consultancies. This account's notifications cover all assistants assigned to it. Following from the request we previously created, let's select CAPE. Based on the RTA number and firm name, let's click this entry to view it. This is the assistant's summary view. Displayed at the top are the JO number and the JO date. The JO date was generated when the request was approved. Along with them are the firm and client names, as well as the request description. The next section displays a different status, emphasizing the current one. Previous status contains the date of action and the associated actor. Next are the remarks area and file upload section. Perform appropriate actions by clicking any button located below the file upload area. Additional information related to the assistants can be accessed by clicking Show More. But first, let's leave a note to this assistance. Submit by clicking the blue button beside it. Let's upload the file as well. There are 3 steps in the assistance module as displayed. Currently, we're on the preparation stage. Now it's time to click Show More. Within the Notes section, updates and remarks together with their corresponding users and dates are recorded in relation to the assistant's status. By default, all users assigned to this assistance, as well as those who acted upon the associated request from the encoder to approver, will be notified when the user leaves a remark. This can be toggled by clicking the switch located at the top right of the Notes area. The File section contains documents that were uploaded. Request files are carried over as well. Click the file name to view or download. It will open in a separate tab containing the document. The Request tab contains the associated request form where the JO was generated. The Impression tab contains the form to be exported to Impression. More of this later. Update the assistance by clicking the Next button. From the confirmation window that appears, click Proceed to continue. This account is only limited to implementing job orders. There's nothing we can do for now except to terminate this assistance. If changes were made, the page automatically reloads upon closing. Now let's log in using a higher level account to update the assistance. Open Notifications and notice at the bottom of the list, there's an entry about an unread comment. This resulted from a previous action. Clicking it will directly open the associated assistance. The Notes section shows the comments we added earlier as well as the action performed, in this case, setting the JO to implementation. There's only one status left, so let's update this assistance to Accomplished. We need to close the window for our changes to take effect, as the Export to Impression button isn't showing yet. Close the model, wait for the reload to finish, and open the entry once again. Applicable data are automatically filled in. Review those data and fill in the remaining fields. Click Save Draft to save your progress. To check if it was indeed saved, let's close the model and open it again. We can continue where we left as the previous data has been saved. Now that the Export button has appeared, let's export the form to Impression. Click it to start saving. After a successful export, the form is now disabled. Changes should be made within Impression to manage the data efficiently. A link is provided to directly access the assistant's counterpart in Impression. Click and it will open Impression in a new tab. Given that you have already signed in, the page will directly open the assistance form. Update as necessary. Be reminded that after exporting, any changes made within Impression will not reflect on FIRRST. Impression should have the updated data intended for reporting. Let's export the other assistants we've created. We'll log in using a Program Manager account that handles setup and GIA. Go to the Assistance page and open the generated form for the previous request example. Update it to Accomplished and close to apply the changes. Proceed to the Impression tab. Depending on the form, it might take a while to load, especially if the assistance has a lot of fields. Applicable fields have been populated. Take time to review them. When changing the project type, additional fields may appear or disappear depending on your selection. Fill in the fields and export. Check an Impression via the link provided. That ends our assistance module. The FIRRST page can be accessed through the sidebar. Entries listed here are from Impression which are actively used within FIRRST. Click an entry to view the firm's profile. Firm data exclusive to FIRRST, such as size, status, and products, can be updated here. Clients' transactions within the system are recorded. Corresponding requests, job orders, and their respective status are accessible real-time in the client history section. There are two ways to add a firm. The first one is by adding it directly to Impression, which most of you have been acquainted with already. The second is through FIRRST's request form. The latter will be demonstrated. Start by creating a new request. Continue by filling up the request form. Within the client information section, type the name of the new firm. Make sure there are no suggestions that appears on the list to prevent duplication. Fill in the remaining information, then submit. You can verify the creation of the new firm by looking it up on Impression. Click the link within the request form for clients with the complete data. It will open Impression in a new tab containing a form of the client. Complete filling up and then submit. Back in FIRRST, click the Resync button to retrieve the changes. Notice the disappearance of the exclamation icon from the request list, as well as the warning within the form. The firm profile has been updated.
Okay, so that's the walkthrough. Perhaps we can conduct an actual demonstration of a one request, no? Kasi medyo blurred yung yung video. Brennan here, the developer, will present the actual system, no? Gawa siya ng isang request up to the approval and then the assistance. Brennan, please go ahead.
Hi. I'm going to create a new request. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to demonstrate creating a new request first. So first and foremost, I'm going to log in using a frontline account. It's a PST system. Right from the dashboard, pwede po tayong gumawa ng bagong request by clicking this new RTA button. However, another way of creating new requests is by going to the requests page and clicking this create new from the header part of the page. So for instance, ito po yung optional header na pinakita natin kanina from the administrative module. So pwede yung lagyan ng banner if you need one at pwedeng wala na. First and foremost, this RTA number is already built in. So the system takes care of assigning unique IDs or numbering system para sa ating mga RTA, as well as the day-to-day is by default being filled in already. However, pwede niyo pong i-change yan by clicking this calendar icon dito sa tabi niyo. I'll fill this form up. So starting from the request party. So as for request description, I'll select Cape and information. As for the name of firm or organization, um, when you type something here, meron pong auto-suggestion na lumalabas. This data is directly from impression. Kinukuha po ng system directly from impression. So when I click an entry from here, what happens is all applicable info from impression is automatically built in. From size to the name of the client, address. So what's left is the products. The products part dito is local to FIRRST. So upon saving this, and when I create a new request, so mag-automatic din na mag-fill din yung products. This can be changed dito sa may FIRRST module natin. I can upload file by clicking this one or by dragging and dropping files here. As for the encoder remarks, if there are any fields or any information na hindi na-capture ng form natin, pwede niyo pong ilagay dito. So, any additional information. Once you're done, just click submit. And here. So, meron na po tayong new request at makikita niyo yung status is new. Also notice na merong exclamation point dito sa firm client. Don't worry, it's just an indication na hindi kompleto yung details ng client sa impression. So just an indicator that you have to complete filling up the necessary information dun sa may impression. And also makikita niyo dito merong nagsasabi na client is in this request is missing some important information. Please complete the details for impression. So more or less, I can see from this client information section na wala siyang designation. So we need to fill designation first. And we have provided this link dito. So when I click impression, it will ask for a login. Okay, balik tayo para direct yung link. So I'm going to click this one again, and it will give us the direct page kung saan natin, the direct page of the client. So, looking here, merong okay, this one, position. Let's type owner. So after saving, babalik ako dito. We need to resync kasi may changes tayo na ginawa dun sa impression. So I'm going to click this resync button. It will fetch data from impression. And more or less, nawala na yung exclamation point. So the client information has been completed. And the designation na nilagay natin dito na owner, lumabas. Nawala na rin yung red notification dito kanina na nagpo-provide ng links and sa may impression. Okay na. So that's for the request creation.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sir Gary and Brennan, Sir Brennan. So we just have a few questions na sa ating chat box. So first is from Sir Hansi Dinumla. His question, Ma'am Hansi, sorry po. Ma'am Hansi Dinumla, her question is, can we not have nanako standard processes instead of tweaking systems to fit each RO's unique processes?
Standard din ang flow ka na instead na mag-tweak sa mga system. Kung ano ating silo na sa iba na tayo.
Probably we have to review that. Oo, kasi hindi naman Well, we'll really check that out with the regional directors. And because there are some processes, may mga steps will vary eh. I don't know if we really can have a standard. All the steps pare-pareho. Well, in RSTL, pwede yon, dapat yon. Madaling gawin yon. Pero for these other kinds of services, may other factors eh. But we'll look into that, no?
Yusek,
Yeah.
yeah, kasi as you have mentioned sa chat box natin, the process is customized based on our operations sa
Right.
regional. Sa amin kasi,
Mm.
parang everything will emanate from the PSTCs, and then at the regional level, you have program managers that will handle the request. Ibabato siya ulit sa PSTCs. Although in some of those services, the action can already be made by the PSTCs. So, parang may reporting system lang siya na halimbawa, request for information. So we have to forward that to the regional office for processing because this can be easily addressed at the level of the PSTC. And then may mechanism na siya to report. So papasok pa din siya doon sa reporting system ng office. However, we have noticed that hindi pare-pareho yung processes ng regional offices. And yung ideal sana, pareho siya. But as pointed out by Yusek, mukhang maraming factors to be considered. Yung number of personnel mo, yung level of technical involvement nila doon sa procedures, etc. Mayroon yatang mga PSTCs na magaling, mataas yung level of competency ng mga staff. So right there and then, mukhang marami silang na-address. Yung iba naman, parang i-forward mo talaga sa technical operations. So what we did was customize the system so that it can still accommodate yung process. I think yung first part ng training, medyo blurred yung video eh, kaya kailangan natin nasa participants. But I think the first part was really the more technical portion because it gives us instruction on how to customize yung process based on your organizational chart, based on the respective function ng may mga roles sa system. No? Like for example, in our case, lahat ng requests will be reviewed ng ARD, ipapasa doon sa RD, tsaka ipoprocess siya. All the approved requests are being converted into what we call as a job order. And then order na yan, ipiperform yan ng program management team, tapos pa-perform na yan. Ngayon, mano-mano yung reporting yan, whether it is under processing, it is being implemented, pag completed na, yung data na yan, papasok yan sa impression na database. Kaya medyo naglo-load siya kung minsan. But yung good thing talaga is that we are now dealing with the same data set. So medyo maganda na yung interfacing ng ating mga info system. So ganun yung process namin. And it might be very difficult to convince some regional offices to follow the perspective.
Right.
Mayroon silang kanilang mga quality management system. At saka baka ayaw nilang baguhin yon because they are very comfortable with that. So it's really the system that we have to adjust sa requirement ng mga regional officers. But it is possible. No? In fact, during the initial sessions that we have had with Region 4A, yung sabi ko nga, pakitingin ng process because you are very interested to know how you do your own procedures. Kasi we are also exploring the possibility of changing our own process based
That's
on
right.
what regional offices. You might have a much better process than what we are doing right now. And we would like to know kung ano yung mga process na yan para yung amin namang system, i-adjust namin doon sa mga procedure other regional offices.
Ang tawag dyan, do some system analysis.
Yes. Yes.
Kasi baka your present system may not be that productive or efficient than what is being offered, or yours may be already productive enough, and then tweaking na lang dun sa info system.
Like, I'm also exploring the possibility na less and less yung routing ng document sa office.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, kasi ito, yung job order, papasok muna sa akin. Tignan pa namin kung pwede sanang wag na pumasok sa RD. Sa level na lang ng RD, pwede na lang ma-approve yung mga requests, parang may oversight function lang. So these are options that we are exploring. Titingnan namin kung feasible yan, ano yung pros and cons, etc. So I think yung maganda sa system is that if ever you make that decision, kaya niyang i-accommodate. Whether, kasi learning process naman tayo. I still believe na there is no single way of doing things. The best way we are doing it now might not be the best way tomorrow. Kasi babago na naman.
That's right.
So you still have to change na naman everything.
That's right. And also, in some regions, actually, yung request goes to the regional director normally, and nasa regional office rather than sa well, there are some, but in the regional office they do also receive request for services. Nakasulat pa nga may mga official letter pa yan. So with that, I don't know how will you input that into the system unless you call on the customer who wrote that letter for request.
Normally sa amin, in-endorse namin balik sa PSTC kasi encoding lang naman yan eh. So sa chat box, one of the reasons why we developed the system, kasi we have encountered a lot of situations wherein client ka, tapos yung usual natin dati, ay we cannot entertain your request, gawa ka ng official letter.
Okay. Eto ngayon, bagong client, pero ang ano niya is official letter. So you don't have all the information and it's not there. So how do you register that into the system? Unless
we call up the client kasi marami encounter na ganyan, may letter, but walang information how to reach to them, ano yung
That's exactly, that leads me to my earlier suggestion. Sana may portion sa system, in beginning, yung request creation, if it can be done by the customer themselves. So they don't have to go face to face. If you need additional information, then we just can call. And then yung in-input niya will go to the system and then tuloy-tuloy kung saan yung ano.
I think we can do that, tama Gary, kasi sa OneExpert may ganun siya.
Okay.
Mag-log in sa system yung customer, and then yung request niya can eventually be converted into an RTA and then papasok na sa backend. So we can do that, easily.
Yes, sir. It can be done.
And then, but of course, you have to have a lot of promotion. I mean, how will the customers know, pwede na palang ganyan, meron palang ganong facility. So, hand in hand, we should be really promoting it that way para talagang it's helping them also become talagang digital, ano sila. And also, our system is really adapting to the times.
Yeah, Gary, you want to say something?
Okay po yun, sir. It can be done yung pag-open ng request creation or application to the public. Same with the OneExpert application.
Okay.
I think there's a post there by Randy. Dahil super busy po ang ARD, baka lang po magtagal sa kanya yung approval dahil he cannot view. So, itong si Randy siguro talagang busy yung ARD na mail kasi sabi niya, dahil he cannot view FIRRST as open. I think the system can be customized a little bit. No? So, you can bypass siguro yung ARD. You can even bypass the RD. No? but I think it really depends on the office. It's not also good to bypass the decision makers. Kasi sa ating quality management system, there are levels of authority. So, very difficult siya to come up with a quality management system where there is no accountability coming from the top management. That is why at certain points of the process, there should be review and verification of the validity of the request as well as the validity of the service being provided to the customer. So, but all of this can be considered. No? Pwede siyang tingnan ng office.
Ang key dyan, it's either all approving of officials should be logged in dun sa FIRRST always, every time, 24/7 if possible. Second is, we can devise a way na ipaprompt, kahit hindi siya nakalogin, ipaprompt siya either by text or by email or what, na, uy, meron kang pending request for approval. I mean, that could also be done.
It's possible to do that. Yung sa amin kasi sa Region 6, we have consolidated all the info system into one portal. So when you log in sa portal na yan, andyan si Trace, si FIRRST, si Unips, etc. And then when you log in, makikita mo which of the info systems may notification.
May notification. Kaya nga, ang key dyan, dapat lagi ka nakalogin.
Nakalogin ka all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Although guilty din ako dyan, kung minsan marami akong nami-miss out. But ngayon, less na yung nami-miss out ko kasi mayroon na siyang notification sa data info system. Dati kasi, isa-isahin mong buksan. Buksan mo lahat and then only to find out wala ka palang kailangang action doon. Ngayon, naayos na yung nag-gari. So pagpasok mo sa
portal na yun,
na portal, I can already check whether I need to open HRMAS or wag na kasi wala namang pending request. Kailangan trace kasi ito yung sa screen sharing natin. Ito yung sample ng aming information systems portal. So there's a portion there for the public. Andyan si OneExpert, andyan si...
Paggawa din natin sa lahat.
Andyan si Bantay Panahon, which we have developed for our own weather monitoring stations. And then for the internal, andyan si HRMIS, si Trace, si FIRRST. So this is the portal that I open every day. So makikita mo ngayon kung may notification ako sa HRMIS, sa Trace, tsaka sa FIRRST, hopefully. Yung ITIS pala, ito yung aming internal na human resource training system. Nung lockdown tayo, dito naglalagin yung mga staff. Diyan kami may mga trainings for our staff, yung ITIS na yan.
So, through that portal, you can already link to, for example, Trace. May nakita kang notification, click mo lang yung Trace. Link ka na doon.
So, pag walang notification yan, hindi na ako papasok sa Trace.
Of course. So, no, what I'm saying, it links you already because it's a portal.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Sana maano natin sa lahat, no?
Another question.
Okay, so thank you very much, ma'am and sir. So, yun po, as sa questions po ni Sir Randy, I think it was well discussed already. And we just have another question from Sir Michael Rivera. Do we need to encode to impression first for the data of beneficiary before we can encode in FIRRST? So, Sir Gary and Sir Brennan.
Sige. For the impression, pag wala pa siyang account yung beneficiary or client sa impression, you can just encode the details, basic information needed like the name, the contact person, doon sa FIRRST. And then automatically, it will be added doon sa database of clients in impression. Or you can also do it the other way. You can add from impression and then pull it through. And also pala, aside from the client na interoperability of FIRRST and impression, andun din dun sa part kanina na hindi na i-demo but andun sa video, yung once the job order has been completed, kailangan na mag-report ng accomplishment. For example, say sa training, meron doon na mag-report ka na ng number of interventions, number of customers. You can encode it directly sa FIRRST and then nasa-save siya, nasa-save din siya doon sa impression. So for reporting purposes, it is being saved doon sa impression but you can encode directly doon sa FIRRST.
So, meron po tayong follow-up question from Sir Michael. Sabi niya po, how about possible constraints na merong duplicate data?
Brand.
With regards po dun sa may duplicate clients data, precautions na po kasi once nag-encode po kayo dun sa may FIRRST, remember kanina po, nung nag-type ako ng client name, may auto-suggestions po na lumalabas sa baba. So, it's up for the encoder to check if may nag-exist na suggestion or not. Kasi most likely, if walang suggestion, that client is still not within impression po. So, if nakita nyo na may matching results, then you type it, more or less, magduduplicate po yun. Did I answer your question, sir?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So, are there any more questions from the group?
Director Rowan, paki-note na lang yung comment ni Director Nancy. They want to be next.
Yes po. I think...
Yes, we take note of that. It's also, kaya nga sabi ko, it's also a good opportunity to take a look at how they do things.
Yeah.
We're open to the possibility of changing also the way we do the provision of services in our region. Medyo iba yung sa amin yung format namin. But yes, yung system I think is robust enough to be tweaked to follow yung peculiarities sa processes at saka sa functions ng mga tao sa regional office.
Okay, so with regards naman po dun sa question ni Sir Randy, how about walk-in clients sa regional office, actually we have addressed this one due to the same concern din nung nag-adapt yung Region 4A. So sa ngayon, pwede na mag-create ng unit that can act as a frontline kahit hindi siya PSTC. So kahit nasa under siya sa regional office, po pwede po yun. So pwede na silang gumawa na ng unit na frontline yung type niya, and then nakabase siya sa regional office, and then they can encode na ng request. And they can also act on that request on their level if na naka-assign sa kanila.
So, are there any more questions po? Right. If there are none, I think we are ready to proceed sa OneExpert naman po na user training. So,
For adoption. So,
okay. So, for those regional offices po na willing or interested to adopt the system, just write us a letter. Write a letter addressed to Director Rowan, and then it will be forwarded naman po sa MAS for processing. So I think for CAR, nabigay naman po yung system, so it's ongoing review right now. So thank you very much po, and now we will proceed sa OneExpert na user training. So here is OneExpert's AVP.
Meet the new OneExpert. Redesigned and improved to cater your needs. Developed by the Department of Science and Technology, OneExpert is a one-stop portal for your S&T needs and requests. Search for an expert. With a database of S&T experts, OneExpert allows you to search them by name, location, expertise, or affiliation. Apply for consultancy or training online. OneExpert is your online link to DOST's consultancy and training programs related to manufacturing productivity, food safety, agriculture and aquaculture productivity, and energy management. Learn from a series of free webinars from the comfort of your home. Brought to you by our lineup of experts, Expert O or Experts Online comes up with interesting and informative webinars exploring the field of science, technology, and innovation. Post your inquiries at OneExpert Opportunities. Inquiries posted on this page are visible to all registered experts as well as DOSC personnel nationwide. Get access to relevant science and technology-related materials and resources through DOSC SCII's publication Bridge and its online library, Starbucks. Download our mobile applications now. OneExpert PH, OneExpert Lite, and most importantly, OneChat. This messaging platform aims to connect clients to experts and DOST staff with ease. To enjoy all these features, create your OneExpert account now at www.oneexpert.gov.ph. Be part of this growing science and technology community.
All right, and at this point for the system walkthrough, let us have Sir JC Albances para po sa system walkthrough of OneExpert. Sige. While Sir JC is still setting up, yun po. So if you have questions still, just post them sa ating chat window so that we can take note of them and raise them later on. So I think ready na po. All right. So let us have Sir JC.
Mic check. Mic check. Okay ba? Hello, good afternoon everyone. Wait lang po. Okay. Okay na? May screen na? Okay. Sige. Hello, good afternoon everyone. So I will present to you OneExpert 2020, the main features and the Managed Programs module. So si OneExpert, meron siyang main features. So ito ang bago is ang Expert O webinars. Then, ang existing natin na feature na search for experts, which is divided into 1 to 5 categories. We also have our consultancy program and technology trainings application. Our forum, bago din ito. And our SNT needs and opportunities. So, isa-isahin muna natin ang overview lang. So, ito ang Expert O webinar. So, meron tayong webinar ngayon sa website. So you can open this using this link. Then ito siya bale via YouTube tapos Google Meet. So nag-Google Meet tayo together with the expert tapos na-stream natin siya via YouTube tapos pinapalabas natin sa OneExpert. And also meron siyang webinar chat wherein yung mga participants natin na viewing from OneExpert is they can send their questions through this window. We also have our search for experts. So, pwede tayo mag-search for business consultants, scientists and researchers, our DOST technical staff, resource persons, and for technical references. So, ito yung screenshot ng ating forum page. So, we have a lot of categories here. Then, this is our consultancy program and technology trainings application. So you can access the link also via this. You can access the page using this link as well. Then, ito yung mga programs natin ngayon. So overview lang po ito before tayo mag-demo. So ito, example ng MPEX. Ito yung page niya on the left side. Then if you click apply now, ito yung lalabas. yung application page natin. So yung application page, ito yung way for our public users to apply for our consultancy programs and trainings. Ito din yung way if yung office natin is hindi gumagamit ng FIRST. So this is also the only way na pwede kayong mag-encode ng consultancy programs. Next is our SNT needs and opportunities. So ito yung module or feature natin wherein yung mga clients natin, if wala silang mahanap na expert, pwede silang mag-post or mag-submit dito ng kanilang needs, then it becomes an opportunity for experts. Okay, so before ako mag-proceed sa managed program, ipapakita ko muna ang website. Okay, so this is OneExpert na ngayon, this 2020. So nag-update po tayo ng design natin. So almost the same features but nag-iba lang yung design natin. So upon opening, so makikita nyo, feature namin kaagad yung experts online kasi ito yung in demand ngayon. Meron tayong mga webinars. By scrolling, ito pa rin yung search natin. Then the services we offer. So ito siya. Wala. Nakikita ba yung okay naman? Okay. Okay, so upon scrolling, nandito yung opportunities natin. So are you an expert? So dito nakalist ang first 3 only. Then we also have our featured expert here. And our link to our forum. Hello po, paki-pin na lang po si DOST6 yung presentation po kasi iba yung nag-present. Tapos iba din po yung iba kasi yung ginagamit ko for speaking. Baka po naka-layout kayo ng... So, okay na ba yung iba? Si DOST6, change layout lang po, sidebar. Para makita nyo po yung pre-present ko, tapos, or paki-pin na lang po pin to screen nyo po si DOST6 MIS presentation. Okay na? Okay, so punta tayo sa experts profile. Ito pala, before tayo pumunta sa experts, so ito, for example, sa experts, loading, okay. So here are 5 categories. So we have business consultants, scientists and researchers, DOST technical staff, are resource persons, and publication or technical references. So for example, mag-search ako ng bioinformatics. Yan. So nakakategorize siya per type of expert. Yan. So meron tayong isa for scientists and researchers. So ito si Sir Gerard Dumangkas. Okay. So ito yung bagong profile page natin for our experts. So hindi kasi ako naka-login, so yung makikita mo lang is limited. So industry experience tsaka scientific discipline lang. So to view the full profile of the expert, kailangan natin mag-login. Login tayo. Okay, so mag-open po tayo ng isa pang expert ulit. Check natin if marami na yun. So, if naka-login ka na sa OneExpert, makikita mo na yung ibang details about the expert. Ito, is Sir Ernesto. So, yun yung sa experts natin. So, we also have our forum here, our services. So, ito siyang kanina sa PowerPoint. Then, we can also apply. So, this is the way, if we have public clients or online clients, they can apply through this page. Tapos, mako-convert na siya into a consultancy program application that can be accessed by our program managers. So, these opportunities. So, naka-list lang po dito. So, these are posts coming from our clients that they are looking for squash flower processing technology. Yan. So, ini-email po namin ito sa aming mga experts. So, to give them opportunities. Then, we also have here the webinar. So, sa webinar, yan lang siya. So, nandito lang yung previous webinars natin. Yan. So, that's it for the new OneExpert. If you happen, paki-visit na lang po sa OneExpert, paki-explore, tapos you have comments or suggestions, meron po tayo dito sa right side, our feedback button. So, i-click nyo lang yan. Then, you can rate us. Then, and you can submit a comment about the current page you are viewing or if you have encounter any errors. So, ganyan siya. So, hindi ko lang isi-send. Okay, so that's the overview po ng ating website. So I will proceed po sa program management. Sharing. Okay. So, nakikita niyo po ba yung PowerPoint ulit? So, pakipin lang po ulit si DOS 6 MIS presentation para makita niyo po yung PowerPoint. So, I'm sharing now. Ito yung managed program. So, ito yung topics under this. I-explain ko sila lahat. So, we have process flow, the 4 status levels, user roles, setting up system for FIRRST and impression integration, our managed application page. So most of this under na ito sa managed application page on how to use it. So before that, we have assumptions sa OneExpert before using the managed program module. So si experts or consultants, dapat po naka-registered sa 1E via web admin. So, most regional offices marunong naman ito. So, if they have errors, pwede naman isend sa Region 6. So, PSTC or STS staffs or program managers are registered and are given management privileges by web admin. So, papakita ko po mamaya kung paano po ito. So, our client information is available in impressions. So this is already given kanina. If gumagamit po kayo ng FIRRST na system, this is already implied or for sure ginagawa nyo na ito. The fourth one is our web admin has successfully set up FIRRST and impression settings. So, ipakikita ko rin ito mamaya kung paano. Web admin has successfully synced data from first and impression. So, mostly, si web admin yung may ginagawa to connect first, OneExpert, and impression. So, paano ba gumagana yung integration ni FIRRST tsaka ni OneExpert? So, dito kasi sa Region 6, so si client pupunta sa PSTC, then si PSTC ang nag-encode sa FIRRST. Then si FIRRST direkta na sa OneExpert. So, paano ba? Ano ba requirements ni FIRRST para pumasok sa OneExpert? So, yung job order number is available na. Then, application must be implementation stage. Take note po, yung pinag-uusapan dito na na-export from FIRRST to OneExpert is only the consultancy programs. Then, for now, we have to inform the web admin for the regional office that there are applications waiting for export. So, kasi hindi pa namin na fully automate na pag na-set na sa FIRRST, direkta na sa OneExpert, meron lang pong i-click na button sa OneExpert, tapos okay na po yun. So, what can you do next when the data is on OneExpert? So, sina PSTC and program managers, pwede na sila mag-upload ng reports. So, they have to assign first ng expert from 1E database. So, then, if meron ng expert, pwede na po mag-upload ng mga reports ng expert. So, sa expert din, pwede din siya mag-upload ng mga reports niya. So, through 1E, pwede natin i-monitor yung mga reports ni expert. And yung mga reports ni expert, if napag-usapan ng managers tsaka ng expert, if pwede siya if i-allow siya na makita ng clients, kasi si clients natin, pwede may account din sa OneExpert. So, pwede nating i-share through OneExpert. So, nasa OneExpert na lang yung file. So, pwede na makita ng lahat. So, user roles and capabilities. So, sina PSTC or program managers, ito yung pwede nilang gawin. So, pwede sila i-update nila yung status, gamitin yung email notification feature, and mag-submit ng reports. Ganon din sa expert, pwede lang siya mag-submit ng reports, tsaka gamitin yung email notification na nag-submit na siya ng report. Si client, if yung client natin is merong account sa OneExpert and na-link siya doon sa current application niya, so pwede niyang i-view yung application niya, yung status, and if made available, yung mga reports ni expert is pwede niya ding makita. Then si admin yung taga-register na experts, tsaka si admin din yung taga-sync ng data from FIRRST and impressions regularly. So, papakita ko yung sa website kung ano yung itsura ng module. Okay. You see that? Log out. Those, yes. Okay, I am currently logging in as an admin. So, wait lang. So sa admin, very quick lang, ipapakita ko lang yung sa FIRRST tsaka impression settings. So sa FIRRST, ito lang siya. Upon login in, makikita nyo sa pinakababa ng sidebar is yung first settings. So dito, mag-a-add ka lang naman ng yung link nyo sa first. So if meron na kayong gumagamit din kayo ng first, so i-add nyo lang via this page. So i-save nyo lang. Bali automatic na po ito if depende sa region. Right now, yung account ko kasi is for region 6. So nakaset na siya for region 6. So ito lang, ilalagay nyo lang dito yung URL for the first website. Sa impression is only needed if mag-export tayo ng data from first to impression kasi we are sending this data for reporting sa impression. So ganun din yung gagawin. So pag-add nyo ko lang, ilalagay mo lang yung URL, tapos ito yung isa sa mga pinaka-importante is very technical is kailangan kunin yung ID nung office nyo sa system ni impression. So ito yung table doon sa impressions na system sa backend. So hanapin nyo yung region nyo doon, tapos kukunin nyo yung ID niya. So for region 6, ito yung nakuha ko on is 9. So ganun lang. Then okay na yan siya. So cancel ko lang. So para ma-sync yung data ni impression sa OneE, so meron tayong isi-sync natin yung clients or sa impression, tawag dito is cooperators. Yan. So ito na-sync ko na kasi yung sa region 6. Bali mag-click lang ka naman ng get data, so tapos okay na yan. Tapos ito, may check OneE account tayo. So meaning, kasi OneE account dito, tapos nakanal lahat. Pag nakanal, meaning wala pa silang account sa OneExpert. Pero, nasa impression sila, tapos nasa first din sila. So this is subject for user invite sila kasi there are clients, pero wala sila sa OneExpert. Meaning, na-encode sila sa impression, and meron din silang mga applications sa FIRRST, but they are not on OneExpert. We also have here our sync experts. Sa impressions kasi meron din experts doon. So, gano'n lang din, get data, tapos lalabas dito sa baba. Then, mag-check tayo for OneE accounts. Then, other settings ng impressions. Ito, we have office units. Gano'n lang din, get data. Bali, naduduplicate lang ito sa side ni OneExpert, pero hindi natin to sinisave. Yan. So, these are all needed lang naman. If yung mga applications sa OneExpert is needed to be exported to impressions. If you don't need data from OneExpert to be exported to impressions, okay lang naman na wala ito. But if you are requiring data from FIRRST, tapos automatic na papasok sa OneExpert, so you have to encode here your URL for FIRRST. So si admin, meron dito siyang consultancy applications. Ito yung i-try pa natin i-automate na hindi na gagawin ni admin. So, meron dito import from report system. Currently, DST Region 6 pa lang kasi sa system, isa pa lang yung kami pa lang yung merong FIRRST tapos OneExpert integration. So, ito lang, isi-select yung region, then yung year, then yung program. Tapos, pag-click ng import, papasok niyan sa OneExpert as consultancy applications. At ang status noon ay matching na. So, meaning, kasi implementation na siya sa FIRRST, pupunta na sa OneExpert for matching of expert. Naghahanap na ng expert for that consultancy. Then, andito rin sa admin, makikita din yung program managers. So, ito yung isi-set ni admin, yung mga accounts ng mga program managers. Sila yung pwede maka-view ng mga applications. As well as sa PSTC staff, as long as registered sa 1E, ilalagay lang yung email, province, region, tapos program assignment, okay na siya. They will have privileges na to view those consultancy applications and update and edit them. So, I will log out muna as admin. Ay, pakita ko yung sa side ng program managers. So, sa program managers, ito lang, we have here our managed applications. For normal users or clients, wala ito. Ito lang, manage applications. Then, ito na siya. So, we have here our managed consultancy applications, resource persons, and batch upload. So, if you are not using FIRRST, tapos kailangan nyo mag-upload ng mga applications nyo dito for monitoring, so you can use this, download nyo yung Excel file, tapos i-upload nyo, then papasok na siya as consultancy application. No need na doon sa ating services kasi meron tayong form. Ito. Dati kasi we are using this tapos pa isa-isa natin ini-encode. So ngayon meron na tayong batch upload. So ito na siya. May i-upload yun lang yung Excel file tapos direkta na papasok na dito as application. So what can you do sa program management application? So ito, this came from FIRRST actually. Ang aming packaging and labeling services because they are using also OneExpert to monitor their reports. So view details. So makikita mo lang yung mga details, form name, claim name, ang status. So from FIRRST, diretso na siya consultant matching. Right now, this application is already ongoing. So pwede din mag-update. Yan. So very straightforward yung mga details. Then mag-assign ka lang ng expert. Then this area right here, this is only needed if isubmit mo siya as accomplishment sa impressions. But if you don't need this, okay na dito, hanggang dito lang. Magsisave ka lang, update ka lang ng status, update ka lang ng expert. Then we'll also have the submit report. Same lang dun sa FIRRST, we also have file upload. So for example, revision 1. Yeah. So same din dun sa FIRRST, drag and drop lang ng file, then click upload. So hindi ko na i-demo to. Ito na lang example kasi meron na silang na-submit na report. For example, sa packaging labeling, the required reports are ito, revision 0 up to 4. So revision 0, i-click mo lang yung nasubmit na file no expert or no anyone who has access to this can also submit the report. So ito yung file. So you can download it. So ito. Yan. So ito yung sinabit nila. Then it can also be made available sa client if they have account sa OneExpert. Then also this email notification. May nag-present na iba. Okay. So you have email notifications here. We will, this is on beta mode. If nag-upload na siya ng file, if nag-usap-usap na, then we can send an email notifications to the client, to the consultant, or to the PSTC staff assigned to this application. Then every report submitted or file, we have our comment section for them. So ito, we have si Kay, tsaka ako. So this design is approved by client. Yan. So pwede mag-upload din ng file for this comment. So pwede muna mag-usap-usap. This is for documentation only. They can communicate here for the file they have submitted. So this is currently being used by our packaging and labeling services kasi para hindi na sila hindi na pupunta yung client sa office or yung mga taga PSTC, dito na lang sila i-upload na lang nila yung reports, tapos dito na lang sila magdo-document ng mga comments and suggestions. Yun. So basically, yan yung program management module ni OneExpert. So this para mag-improve pa ito, we encourage everyone na gamitin yung module na ito because the more we use it, the more we will know what we will be needing. So for subject for improvement, we can depende sa suggestions nyo, we can improve this module. Kasi right now, naka-target to sa DOST Region 6 yung feedback niya. So they are feedbacking kung ano pa yung gusto nila na improvements, so ina-update natin. But for other regions, I would like to use this module, so you can try also. So that's it for OneExpert main features and program management module.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir JC. So, meron lang po tayong few questions from the OST 10 FOP. So, yung question is, how about navigating the admin dashboard? Are there changes? So, I think this was already discussed. And again, kung may mga suggestions po kayo, we're still open for your feedback and suggestions. And again, from Sir Michael Rivera, sabi ni Sir Michael, the form and even the system should be data privacy compliant since we are requiring the user for personal or sensitive information. I think may data secretary. Yung sa data privacy compliance.
For the data privacy, yes sir, we will look into that. We will update the registration page and other pages as that requires compliance to data privacy. Thank you very much for the feedback, sir.
All right, and another follow-up din from Sir Michael, bakit po merong drop-down menu for regional office? It means po na nakikita ng ibang web admin yung data ng ibang regions?
Balik po sa akin lang po kasi yon kasi naka-super admin po kasi ako. But for other regions, hindi po.
Alright, so may difference yung super admin tsaka yung admin lang. Okay. Okay, so for the next question, from DOST Romblon, need po mag-login muna ng clients bago mag-view ang webinars. Baka po pwedeng may option for public clients na hindi na kailangang mag-login or register. Most people get uninterested po kasi when we try to login. Alright, so regarding po sa webinars natin, if you will stream through the OneExpert portal, dapat po may account kayo to view the webinars. But we also have an option to view the webinar via YouTube. So yun po, naka-public po siya talaga. So they just need the link to the YouTube account. Pero we would like to encourage din pa rin our clients and of course other viewers as well to register na lang po OneExpert for promotions na din po. Okay.
May I add now? With regards sa webinar, kaya natin ini-encourage na mag-log-in yung users in order for that to get metrics yung kung ilan yung nagpa-participate sa webinars. During live lang naman po yun ng mga webinars. However, for a replay, it is open actually for public. We open it for public. Andyan din siya accessible sa webinar na page kahit hindi ka registered or hindi ka naka-login. you can watch the replay. That's okay. Okay. Dun sa concern ni Sir Michael regarding sa super admin, we will look into this, but special case lang kasi po ito kasi we need to check din yung data ng especially yung mga pag-assign ng mga roles, so we need to check yung mga accounts and then other information related to that. But I think dun sa administrators side, wala naman doon na super sensitive information. In fact, yung mga nakikita lang doon is yung mga engagements. So kung sino yung mga consultants, sino yung clients, I think as a public portal, wala naman siyang masyadong issue doon. But we'll look into that, sir.
Okay, so are there any more questions from the group? Last call for questions. Joke lang. If there are no questions na, I think we are all set and siguro finished. We have officially discussed na rin yung meant to be discussed for this afternoon. So I think we can move on to our closing remarks. So let us have Director Rowan Halonga from DOST 6 for our closing remarks.
Hello, good afternoon. It is both a wrap-up as well as closing message. But before I go directly to the closing message, let me point out some issues and concerns that we still need to address sa OneExpert. Firstly, if you notice, and as presented earlier by our resource persons, there will be changes on the type of consultancy services that we will be providing. This is actually in line with certain modifications under Setup 2.0. So maybe some of you are aware already of this development, but for those of you who are not aware yet, we have decided na yung ating mga usual na consultancy programs like MPEX, CAPE, and others will be somehow reformatted. So there will be a change of nomenclature and we will be adopting a more generic name for our services. Kasi our MSMEs have been getting confused with the different programs that we are implementing. They tend to lose track of the specific assistance being given to them by the regional office because of confusion on the specific services that we provide, lalo na pag sabay-sabay siya binibigay ng regional office. So kung minsan na-confuse sila whether the team or the consultant that is visiting them is doing this under food safety or under MPEX. Or kung minsan humahalo yung food safety and another consultancy program like energy audit. So medyo nagmi-mix up siya. So essentially, what will happen to our consultancy services is that, as mentioned earlier, it will be actually expanded under Setup 2.0, and then we will be adopting a more generic nomenclature. Like for example, we will not be using MPEX anymore, but rather, one of the major services that we will offer will be categorized under manufacturing productivity management. And under manufacturing productivity management, there will be sub-consultancy services. And that will include basic as well as advanced productivity or productivity management. Under advanced manufacturing productivity, for example, we can now specify as to the very nature of the service to be given to the SMEs, whether it is Six Sigma, it is operations planning and control, or even lean manufacturing. We have also included under manufacturing productivity new areas like occupational health and safety, as well as equipment and facilities maintenance. On the part of cleaner production. Yung cleaner production kasi is just one modality for engaging our environmental management consultants. So it will be, as mentioned, generically be called as environmental management. Under that, pwede pumasok si cleaner production, si basic energy efficiency, si green productivity, and others. We have also included separately yung product and package development, and that would include both product dev for food and non-food, as well as product packaging. Yung product packaging natin can cover both label design as well as package development. Yung kit natin, we will be renaming it as agricultural productivity para hindi naman ito yung mga clients natin. Under agricultural productivity, we can already zero in on specific areas like good agricultural practices or GAP, organic agriculture certification, or advanced farm production systems, among others. And then, as per the instruction of the Secretary, we will be going into quality management consultancy. So, we will be covering yung ISO 9001 as well as business continuity. Of course, food safety will still be our mainstay, but we will now categorize this one into basic sanitation, GMP, HACCP, and food safety management system. So medyo marami itong mga consultancy services at napapasukan na natin under Setup 2.0. And yung portal natin, saka yung back-end natin sa OneExpert will be adjusted accordingly as soon as we are done with the TOR for these different consultancy services. Ongoing yung development ng TOR, and we will also be asking for your feedback as soon as we get the initial reports coming from our consultants, and ibibigay namin ito sa inyo so that you can also comment on these different consultancy services. So I think that's one of the major issues that I would like to inform everyone, that we will be restructuring our consultancy services, make it more generic in order for the clients to really understand the nature of the consultancy services that we are having. And one of the purpose of converting this into generic nomenclature is also to avoid diluting the setup branding. No? So, kasi kung minsan nakukonfuse tayo, iniisip natin na si MPEX at saka si CAPE are different programs, when actually these are all component services under Setup 2.0. So to avoid yung confusion sa mga pangalan ng mga projects natin, we just push aggressively for the branding of Setup, and then under Setup, meron na tayong specific services. It can be innovation fund, it can be consultancy, and other consultancy, it can be productivity management, or food safety, or product packaging. So that's one of the major developments under Setup 2.0, which will also affect yung OneExpert portal. Secondly, and very important for us, please be reminded that we are supposed to accredit the different S&T experts that we deploy to our focus on projects, irrespective whether they are internal human resource of the regional offices or S&T experts that we have accredited. That's a requirement under our Setup 2.0 guideline. Kahit sa dati nating guideline sa Setup, we have to take note that we cannot deploy even our own regional staff unless they have been accredited sa OneExpert. And that's the reason why we are including them in our database of S&T experts. No? They are supposed to be reviewed, and their credentials should be checked in accordance with our criteria so that we are able to ensure that they meet the minimum requirements before they can be considered as subject matter specialists. Mukhang hindi ito kuminsan nasusunod, and magkakaproblema tayo sa ating quality management system. No? Because it's a gentle reminder to everyone, under sa ating quality management system, there's a clause related to control of outsourced services. And the moment you enroll our accredited trainers, lecturers, and consultants under OneExpert, we already satisfactorily address yung mga requirements for control of outsourced services because we have actually a criteria being used in order to ensure that we exercise control over at least the technical competency and the expertise of our service provider. The same also for our staff, no? Kailangang check natin yung kanilang competency so that we can also comply with the requirements ng ating QMS that there is control of services being offered by our human resource. No? And OneExpert would really be able to address that one. And then thirdly, perhaps most of you have already heard of iStart. No? Ito yung ating bagong program which was launched by the Secretary recently. And its main objective is actually to support the LGUs in coming up with science-based investment plans as well as development programs. This new project will be implemented, spearheaded by Director Inday of DOST Caraga. And one of the major components of iStart is also OneExpert, no? Because under iStart, we intend to deploy researchers, scientists, and engineers and other SLT experts to the LGUs so that we can assist them in coming up with science-based investment plans as well as programs. So we are in the process also of expanding our pool of SLT experts under the OneExpert program. So I think those are the major concerns that I would like to share to the group. Medyo marami tayong gagawin sa OneExpert. Now more than ever, because of COVID-19, we need to really maximize the opportunity of using OneExpert as a platform for delivering our services to our clients. So sa amin sa regional office, yung aming mga trainings for SMEs, ginagamit na namin yung OneExpert na platform. And yung comment kanina sa our colleagues from the PSTCs, kung pwede sana yung ating mga webinars, wag nang ipa-log in sa OneExpert. Yung isa kasi naming objective dyan is that early on, we can already include them in our database of clients, no? So that we can eventually track yung evolution ng ating relationship with our MSMEs. So just imagine later on, we can actually see if out of the participations nila sa webinar, yung participation na yan sa ating event resulted to a request for a training, and then eventually consultancy, and then eventually innovation fund. So we can actually track yung ating interaction with the clients and appreciate really yung evolution ng ating relationship from them, from being recipients of webinars into SMEs that actually availed of innovation fund. So magandang tingnan yon, and it will enrich our capability to do analytics sa level ng setup, no? And sa level ng services that DOST regional offices deliver to our clients, no? So I think those are the points I would like to raise regarding OneExpert, as well as somehow FIRRST, no? We have shared thoughts, ideas, as well as insights related to FIRRST earlier during our webinar. And may I now proceed to my closing message. So, very short lang, I would like to thank everyone for attending our session today. I am especially appreciative of RD Nancy because she participated in our session, although this session was actually intended for our technical staff, no? But she was able to find time to be with us today. And these are IT-based solutions that we would like to roll out and share with other regional offices because we believe that this can actually improve the quality of the services that we offer to our client MSMEs. We still have a lot of things to do here. We have emphasized earlier that this is a two-way learning process. We are sharing with you the way we do things, but I am very, very sure that there are a lot of things that you do better than us. And we would like to eventually use that in order to improve also the way we do things at DOC6. So thank you very much for your attendance and participation. And we look forward to subsequent interactions with you in order for us to further enrich the different services that we offer to our clients in the regional offices. So thank you and good afternoon.
Okay, so thank you very much, Sir Rowan. And of course, we would like to thank also our participants. So to everyone, we will email the link to the ABPs and the presentations, as well as a link to the YouTube video of this recorded webinar. So I think that's all. So thank you very much again, and keep safe, everyone.